How's it going, guys? Rob here. Welcome back to another list video. Topic for this video is movies I like that everyone else hates. Now, it might not be that you hate it. Maybe you just don't really care for it, or maybe you just think it's okay. Point is, the movies that I'm going to list are no-brainers for people to say, well, that movie sucks. Because the majority of people will say that out of the movies that I'm going to list. But I don't hate these. I actually like them. I have my reasons, and I'm not going to go through all these films and discuss, things about them. I'm just going to basically list them because I have quite a few here. But again, this is just my opinions, okay? I feel like I have good tastes in movies. I give every movie a chance, and I'll tell you if I don't like something. I'll be straight up honest about it, and I don't give a shit. And if I like something, I'm not afraid to tell you that I like it. I don't care. If you don't like it, that's your opinion. I have mine. I'm not going to bash you on your opinion. I'm not going to judge you. So I feel like the same should be brought to me as well. So anyway, let's get started here. First one, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. 10 years ago, I probably would have said, this movie sucks. But actually, it's grown on me, and I like it. Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. A lot of people don't really care for this movie. It's directed by Stephen Sommers. But I actually think this movie is action-packed, and I love Hugh Jackman in it. Dumb and Dumber, When Harry Met Lloyd. I actually like this movie better than Dumb and Dumber 2. I thought Dumb and Dumber 2 was a weak, lazy film. Jim Carrey was rusty in that movie. The only one that I could stand was Jeff Daniels. I didn't like the plot. I thought the plot was stupid. The jokes didn't work. So I thought this movie was actually more in tune with the Dumb and Dumber characters, even though Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels didn't play the actual Lloyd and Harry characters in this, but that's fine. There was younger versions of them. They did a good job. Now, I don't think people necessarily hate this film. They just don't really talk about it. So in ways, I think it's underrated. And it is RoboCop 2. I love RoboCop 2. It's way better than 3, that's for sure. But yeah, RoboCop 2 is awesome. I just wanted to throw that out there. Here we got Paranormal Activity. I know a lot of people do not like the series. I don't really care for the series. I like this one. I like this one. I thought they did a good job with the first movie, and I thought they should have just left it alone. The sequels don't... It makes no sense to make the sequels because all this is like the found footage style about a demon, and they make the sequels just like this one, but they amp up the cameras and have different technology. It's just stupid. So, I like the first one. Hannibal. I've always liked this movie ever since I went to the theater. And, a lot of people, like I said, complain that Jodie Foster isn't in it and you have Julianne Moore. I like Julianne Moore. I thought she did a fantastic job. So, I like this movie. The Nun. I liked it. I liked it for what it was. Was it great? No. I thought it was good. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying. And it's definitely not the weakest movie in the Conjuring universe. Has anyone seen the first Annabelle? That movie's garbage. The first Annabelle movie sucks, okay? The Rage, Carrie 2. I can't understand the hate for this movie. This movie's awesome. It's got a creepy part at the end. And I do like the kills. Much better than the Carrie remake. That's for sure. But you got Jason London in this. What's his name? I forgot the kid from Home Improvement. I can't remember his name. Zachary Ty Bryan. Yeah. I like this movie. White Noise with Michael Keaton. I love this movie. I thought this movie has some creepy elements, and a lot of people put this movie down. I don't know why. Stephen King's The Tommyknockers, a very cheesy film. Has some sci-fi elements to it. It's got Tracy Lords, the porn star. But I thought this movie was a lot of fun. I really did. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the true sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. I'm sorry. Texas Chainsaw 3D can get the hell out. That movie doesn't make any damn sense when it comes to the timeline. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. This is the true sequel. Tobe Hooper knew he couldn't do better than the first movie. This movie is like Return of the Living Dead Part 2 is Return of the Living Dead Part 1. It's also like Evil Dead 2 is to Evil Dead 1. This movie pokes fun at it. That's what it does. And yeah, I liked it. It's a lot of fun, this movie is. I don't know why people hate it and don't like it. It doesn't make any sense. But whatever. Do I have bad taste because I like it? I feel like I have good taste in movies. Jurassic Park 3. Directed by Joe Johnston. A lot of people put this movie down. Lost World is retarded. I hate The Lost World. I cannot stand that movie. It's boring. Well, for one thing, alright. Ian Malcolm returns from the first Jurassic Park, right? But he's totally different. He's not the same Ian Malcolm we know from the first Jurassic Park. He's like an action star now. I mean, what the hell? It doesn't make it. They go to a different island in Jurassic Park Lost World, and then at the end they do some kind of like Godzilla thing where the Tyrannosaurus Rex is running rampant in the streets or in the city. I cannot stand Lost World. This one had some great action, some cool dinosaurs, and you got what's his name? Sam Neill in this from the first movie. Laura Dern also has an appearance, but yeah, Sam Neill, I'd rather have him back. Jeff Goldblum's great. Don't get me wrong, but Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the second Jurassic World movie. A lot of people didn't like this film. I actually liked it. I thought it was, had a lot of good action in it. It sucked that they blew up, the island was destroyed pretty much and destroyed a lot of the dinosaurs. But I don't know. I liked it for what it was. Blair Witch Project. I will defend this film. I think this movie's great. My favorite found footage film. And it started pretty much the found footage genre. Because after this, people started spoofing it. Because they were mad that it was good. Scream 3. A lot of people put this down out of the Scream series. And I think it's one of the stronger entries of the franchise. Iron Man 2. A lot of people call this the weakest out of the Iron Man movies, and I disagree. I think Iron Man 3 sucks. I don't care for Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2, I feel, is underrated. I definitely liked Mickey Rourke, Sam Rockwell, Scarlett Johansson, Don Cheadle. This movie has a lot going for it. Batman v Superman. I don't know what people's problem with this movie is. I thought everyone did a fantastic job. The only, I'd say there's a nitpick that I have, and that is how they shoehorn Doomsday in there. I think that would be my only complaint. Otherwise, great movie, great cinematography. The effects were amazing. And I love Ben Affleck as Batman. And then, of course, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Rocky 5. People put this movie down. Even Stallone himself says he doesn't care for this film. Rocky 5 is awesome. Okay? This movie brings you back to the first movie. I mean, he goes from being rich to poor again. Yeah, there's some stupid situations that happen that don't make sense, but All in all, it's got an amazing street fight. I love it. The hell's that move? The hell's that sound? Jeez. Into the Blue with Paul Walker and Jessica Alba. I don't even know what that noise is. This movie is pretty good. Definitely one of my favorite Paul Walker films, where they look for treasure out in the ocean and they run into a problem with drugs. These people who are selling drugs, that they find a plane with drugs in the ocean, and they decide whether or not to bring the drugs up and try to sell those for money so they can get a boat and go look for this treasure in the sunken ship. So very, very good action-packed film. Alien vs. Predator, the first one. I like this movie. A lot of people put this down. It was directed by Paul W. Anderson, who did Mortal Kombat and the Resident Evil movies, but I thought he did a good job with this one. And I liked the Alien and the Predators, the way they looked. Yeah, some good stuff. I like the whole underground pyramid, buried in the ice. And it gets, basically the Predators find out that place there's like a heat signature, and like it's being awakened and stuff. That's really, really cool film. I don't know. The second one, not so much. The Karate Kid Part 3. Come on. Karate Kid is a great trilogy. The fourth movie does not count. Okay, that movie's terrible. Karate Kid Part 3, I see nothing wrong with this movie. Yeah, it's got an over-the-top villain, but the chemistry between Miyagi and Daniel in this one, where they kind of like argue amongst each other, I love the back and forth between them. And it was directed by John Avildsen once again. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I will always like this film. I don't know why people have such a problem with it. I mean, sure, it's different. They took a risk. He goes to New York, well, for the third act, but otherwise he's on a boat. I mean, they have to get there, for one thing. I like Kane Hodder's look in this. I like some of the kills that happen, some of the best kills in the series, actually. And I like, the whole ship thing. I like it because it was different. I was kind of getting tired of seeing the same old thing in Crystal Lake. These kids go camping. They get killed. Okay. It's the same thing that happens over and over. I was glad to see something fresh and new. That's why I like this film. Jason Goes to Hell. Another risk. Something else that's new. Jason is only in the first part and the last part of this film. Otherwise, he's jumping from body to body, possessing the bodies. This is a very gory movie, and it's very different, and I like the direction they went with it. Actually, I like every single Friday the 13th movie. There's not one that I don't like, so it's my favorite horror series. Jason X, a very stupid Jason movie, but any killer that goes to space, it's obviously going to be stupid, but they knew that making this. I mean, they had fun with this movie. That's what I like. This movie knows exactly what it wants to be. It knows exactly what it is. Jason gets an upgrade. He's like half Jason, half Terminator, but he fights this android. I like the kills in this. Very, very fun film. Now this one pisses me off when people say this. Ghostbusters 2. People have a problem with Ghostbusters 2. Are you fucking kidding me? Ghostbusters 2 is epic. Ghostbusters 2 with Vigo and the painting. I mean, the slime that's running under New York City. Awesome. The movie is fantastic. I love Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 1 and 2 are so good. I cannot wait for them to make a new Ghostbusters, to make like a third movie. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're actually going to do. The Ghostbusters remake, screw that movie. But Ghostbusters 2, people actually have a problem with that film. Okay, sure. It's not as strong or as good as the first one. Here's the first one, right? Here's the second one. Right about there. It's not that far off to me. I love Ghostbusters 2. I don't get that at all. Hellraiser Judgment, I actually like this one. Even if Doug Bradley didn't play Pinhead, I was fine with it. Yeah, you got, let's see, in this one you got Heather Langenkamp in it, Paul T. Taylor as Pinhead. He did a great job. You could tell he studied the way Doug Bradley moved and talked. Like, he sounded just like him. This movie was awesome, and compared to some of the other stupid sequels of Hellraiser, this one is actually one of the better ones. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. I will always like this film. Yes, okay, it was stupid the way Freddy had to come back after part 3, where they had to do all that work to get Freddy to go away with the bones and all that. But he gets resurrected by a dog pissing on the grave in the junkyard, and then he just comes back to life. And he kills basically all the survivors from part 3. I can understand that, okay? But I like the new characters, I like the music, I like the kills, I like Freddy. I mean, this has one of the greatest soundtracks of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. You know, the Fat Boys and all that. Let's see, Dramarama. Yeah, I like this film. I don't care what people say about that. Here's one I think it's underrated, and people talk smack about this movie. Daredevil with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. I like this movie. I saw this in the theater. Another one is Ghost Rider. I like that one too. These Marvel movies, you know, everyone bashes, and because of the new Daredevil TV show, this one gets overlooked and will never be mentioned again because of that TV show that everyone is so hyped about. I thought Ben Affleck did a good job here. You also got Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin. I thought, you know, Michael Clark Duncan is a big guy, okay? And he fit the role of Kingpin perfectly. A lot of people didn't like it because he was black. A black Kingpin. So what? Get over yourselves. Jesus. Let's see. Jon Favreau was also in this movie. I forgot about that. Colin Farrell's Bullseye. He was okay. But, yeah, I like this movie. Here's another guilty pleasure of mine. Ewoks Adventures. The Battle for Endor. I grew up with that movie. The Battle for Endor, where the Ewoks with Wilford Brimley fight off these skeleton soldiers. Really, really cool movie that I used to watch as a kid all the time. The Caravan of Courage is good too, but The Battle for Endor is a very, very cool movie. And I know a lot of people don't care for the Ewoks. I think the Ewoks were better in these films. I think they were better here than they were in The Return of the Jedi. I think that a lot of people were mad that they were in a Star Wars film, but this is also Star Wars. It's Star Wars licensed. Ewoks. I forgot who directed this, though, and don't say who directed this movie. But anyway, The Battle for Endor, awesome. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. People disregard this movie, and the new movie, Dark Fate, I'm sorry, it looks like garbage so far. I've seen the trailer, and I'm definitely going to do a rant about that. I didn't really care for it, but no one talks about this movie. What's wrong with this movie? This movie was just fine. This movie's epic. It's got some action scenes that you can remember, unlike, you know, Terminator Sega Genesis. D3, The Mighty Ducks. This is the third movie. A lot of people don't care for this one. People will say that The Mighty Ducks 1 and 2 are the best. I disagree. I like all three of them. This one is good because the Mighty Ducks, you know, they're older. The kids are older now, and they have college scholarships, and they're playing, you know, varsity teams and stuff. And they have a new coach. And I know a lot of people are mad that Emilio Estevez wasn't in this as much. He's in it quite a bit, actually. But I don't know. I like the change. I thought it was good. The last one I'm going to mention here is Rhinestone. I thought this movie was a lot of fun. It's very funny. Stallone can be very funny. Dolly Parton was good too. It's directed by Bob Clark. It's got some great music. But yeah, Stallone was the highlight. He's a very funny character, or a very funny guy when he plays the character of Nick Martinelli. Really like this film. Another one I'm going to mention is Rambo 3. I don't have that down here. Rambo 3. Another one, you know, that's another movie that people give shit to. Just because it's not as strong as like the second movie or even the first movie or even the fourth movie. Rambo 3 was awesome. So, anyway, that's my video. Just my opinions, like I said. I'm not trying to start a war or anything. Let me know of what you think of some of these titles in the comments.